right in the heart of soul bullet.
Okay, this is from lemons to lemonade. So I'm being PG with a lot of this stuff because, I don't want to get strikes so you can have all this stuff. No sugarcoating or getting around this. The reason why a lot of these situations where like mothers went in court the majority of the time and people complain that a lot of these kids are just not prepared for life or they have these bad quirks about them is because what normally happens is this: a mother wins in court, and and she has a lot of bad qualities and bad characteristics that you can even prove in court, and she still won. You would think you would think they'll go, okay, whew, dodge the bullet. Let me clean this stuff up about myself so we don't have to be back here. No, normally the bad behaviors get worse because I've already gotten away with this, so thi- this can count. So then you have these situations where you know if they lied and got caught lying and still and still won, they're gonna be more of a liar. Um, if they were manipulative and got caught, they're gonna be more manipulative. If they were just adversarial and they're going to be more adversarial, even to their own detriment over time as a parent, because they're going to teach these qualities, and then these qualities are going to, they're going to teach them to the kid, and the kid is going to take these qualities out on you and out to the world, and then people go, oh, what happened? And it's like, yeah, this is a sour situation. You made this situation a lemon. So now you as a father, now you got to turn this lemon into lemonade, because the courts can't do it because they enabled it. They enabled it. So, the mother's not going to do it because what happens is, um, when the bad behavior keeps going, they can't stop the bad behavior because they're the creator of the bad behavior. And to change the bad behavior, you actually have to change as a person and then parent after you've changed. That normally doesn't happen. Normally, since the person has feels like they're on the winning end of the stick, obviously what they're doing that's dysfunctional works for them. And this is why in society, um, you see a lot of this bad attitude and entitlement. You know, kids doing the most as if nothing can ever happen. There's no consequences. I can say what I want. I can do what I want. Nobody can tell me this. Nobody can tell me anything. I can do this, that, and the third, and there's no consequence. And when there's consequence, they just, they fall and flake out. And as a father, now you have to parent through this. You have to actually go, listen, now we got to turn these lemons into lemonade. And one of the ways to do that is you got to introduce your child to reality. Sometimes they really think, I could just do whatever I want. And you go, okay, well, we'll put you in this situation, a controlled situation as a parent, and let that arrogance and that ego get smacked in the face with reality. You know, if your kid is destructive because they learn to be destructive, okay, put them in football, put them in boxing, put them in MMA, and say, hey, listen, they got a temper, they got an attitude problem, and let the people know, okay, no problem. And then let's see what happens. Somebody might knock the attitude right out of them, and then it's like, oh, so either you're gonna, use your attitude to as an outlet, or you're gonna chill this attitude out because obviously you're not built like that. So you got to turn the lemons into lemonade. You got to, you know, make it a reality for them. Sometimes they might have the habit of being messy, you know, everybody, because they've learned that they can create a mess, and it's somebody else's responsibility to clean it up for them. Oh well, okay. Well, you got to turn that lemon into lemonade. You have to let them wallow in their mess. Nah, you can't. You in there, because at some point it's gonna be unbearable for them. Like you, because some people, it's crazy, and I say it for a reason. Um, your domicile, just with a child, your room is also a reflection of your mind state. So if it's messy, normally your mind's messy. You get what I'm saying? So what you're gonna have to do is, you know, mentally help them put things in their right place. And then you'll see it in their room. But you have to make them live in that mess until it's like, no, I could clean it up for you. But no, there's gonna come a point where you doing too much. Now you have, this thing where you see this stereotype, and it's not a stereotype where you got these young kids, in the room peeing in bottles. Oh no, 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 no. That's grounds for uppercut. But if they're if they're disobedient, you know, you gotta give them consequences, and you can't, you gotta give them, like, look, if you do this, this is what's gonna happen, and you can't back down from that. You can't go, you know, I told you this is gonna happen, but I'm not gonna do it. No, 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 no. If they violate, you demonstrate, because you got to turn those lemons into lemonade, because you have to prepare them for the world that's not about to deal with their BS. And then, and I'll tell you this because it's very relevant. Sometimes, as these kids grow, they're bullied by their moms, and some of them are depressed. And you have to turn that lemon into lemonade. You have to introduce happiness into their life. You have to introduce peace into their life. You have to introduce stability into their life. You know, and sometimes they may need therapy. They may need somebody to talk to. You might have to, you know, get them therapy so they can talk through their issues with somebody else. Because sometimes they don't want to tell you, because if they tell you, they're telling on mom, and then things could go left. It's still that protection thing in there. You got to turn that lemon into lemonade. And then, interestingly enough, you have to change that abandonment. Sometimes you get blamed as a father, you the one that abandoned them, you know, and then other times they're faced with oh, you're about to be 18 and I can't get any more money out of you, you got to go. You know what I'm saying? So you have to plan for those situations and go, okay, I got to turn these lemons into lemonade. Like, um, but when they feel abandoned, you gotta show them, I'm gonna be there for you. But then you have this thing where, but if you putting yourself in bad situations, understand you're gonna pay the cost for that. Like, yeah, I could be there for you, but you still gonna have to pay the cost. So don't do nothing crazy. Don't do nothing stupid. For quote unquote attention. And on the flip side, when they're like you just thrown away, there's this thing where kids become young adults and they realize, um, I, I really wasn't loved. I was just a check, and they don't know how to interact with you as a father, because they know that they've treated you like an enemy for so long. They don't know the first step you know, to be, an actual child. To be a son or daughter, it's not there, because they've been the adversarial one the whole time, and then it hits them. So sometimes you got to turn those lemons into lemonade. You got to let them know, look, I love you, I don't like what you did. I forgive you. You're welcome, but I'm still watching you though. So let them know, there's always love there. You're gonna have to turn those lemons into lemonade. And sometimes that's difficult because, sometimes you're angry and you're hurting, and sometimes, the biggest lemon out of all of that is you got robbed of your time as a parent. Sometimes when you're the non-custodial parent, you got robbed of a lot of time. And now you have to make the best of, you have to make lemons out of lemonade, from the lemons you got as far as time is concerned. And the best way to do that is just to, you know, do as much as you can. So we'll stop with that there. You ever been at the top of the universe? I'm gonna tell you that.